All right, guys, this is going to be a brief interview discussion with a gentleman by the name of Jay. I think it's Seeger. He has been to 50 straight opening days. So we're going to talk to him real brief. He's agreed to talk to me today. Let me just dial him up here. I'm going to call him on my iPhone and put it on speaker. So hopefully we'll get the audio of this.
Hello?
Hey, is this Jay?
Yes.
Hey, Jay, Eric from the Miller Park
Eric,
Minute.
how are you?
Not too bad. Hey, just to let you know, I am recording for video purposes for the channel. So,
Okay.
I just want to talk to you real brief. I saw that story the other day, and I was like, this is really cool. This guy has gone to 50 straight, right?
Yes, this will be my 50th in a row with the upcoming one tomorrow.
That's awesome.
Correct. Yeah.
And you did like a commemorative T-shirt for that?
We did, actually, yeah. We had some made up.
Nice. Is it you and a group of people, or is it you primarily that's been to 50 straight?
Well, it's been a gathering of people, in 7th grade. I went with some guys in my science class. We were sitting there, and if you read the article, you probably saw that, but we're sitting there in second or third hour, and we're in a science class, and we know it was opening day, and I said to the guys, I said, man, we're going to that game this afternoon. And a couple of them said, oh, man, I'm worried about we're going to get in trouble. So I said, you know what, we'll deal with it tomorrow, but we're going. So three of the four of us, went to the game that afternoon and took the bus out there and sat in the left field bleachers. And been going ever since.
That's amazing. That's so cool. It's 7th grade. Gosh. I mean, I live in Fond du Lac, so I wouldn't have had that kind of opportunity, but in 7th grade, I would have never thought to sneak out and go to a baseball game.
Yeah, and my dad was such a big baseball fan too. He was cool with the whole thing. When I came home and said, well, I kind of skipped school, and that's all right. And they wrote me an excuse. So,
That's so good. I love it.
Cool with it,
So
from every year thereafter in middle school and through high school, they always write me an excused absence.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So you born and raised in the Milwaukee area, I take it?
Yep, absolutely. For sure, yeah.
Now, how do you like what's happening right now in comparison to, I mean, you've been through quite a few years of Brewers baseball, obviously.
Do you mean as a Miller Park as opposed to County Stadium?
Yes. Yeah, how do you like the setup, and how do you...
Well, nowadays things are pretty tame compared to the way they used to be. I mean, it's a family type of atmosphere now. And opening day still gets a little rowdy at Miller Park, but it was nothing like County Stadium. County Stadium on opening day was out of control at times, and their fan base, it just seems like a different vibe at Miller Park than the old ballpark.
So just a different world. Obviously, things have changed. You told me, and the reason we're not doing a FaceTime or anything like that is because you're more of an old school guy, which is rare nowadays.
Yeah. And actually, I'm sitting here talking to you on my flip phone, and I have two of my coworkers sitting here who just ripped on me for that. But
that's okay. You know what? Hey, sometimes the old school is a good school to be in, because you don't spend as much money as us guys who buy all this technology, and I don't blame you for that one bit.
Well, I got to come into, I want to even come into the 21st century. I have to get into the 20th century at some point. So,
But even now, from when you first started, the game has changed. I mean, we do a lot more with tracking stats, and everybody's got the stats on their phone. How has that changed for you as a fan? Do you have tablets at home or a computer at home that you check it on?
I do. I check the stats at time, but I liked it better when the game was simpler. Now they put two-persons war or whip on the board. It's just like,
right.
Those stats didn't exist when I was growing up. It's just important things were your batting average and RBIs, runs scored, and home runs, and that's what counted. And now so many other factors come into it. It's just I kind of liked the game better back then.
Yeah, and I'm a younger fan by all means, and I think it's just gotten to we're counting every little stupid statistic.
Yeah,
How they play on a Sunday afternoon in
yeah,
80-degree weather. Who cares?
yeah. When
And
games drag out a little bit now, which is not a big deal to me because I love baseball. If games drag out, I don't care. I just want to see a good game. But, in the olden days, games would be over in 2.5 hours or 2 hours and 40 minutes or 2:45. If you look back at some of the opener box scores, the time of the games was way less.
yeah, and that's so true. I mean, I think we've drug it out a little bit, and I mean, I think they're trying to make those changes, but we'll see.
They are, and they're kind of messing with the game a little bit, which, that now, you bring a pitcher, you got to face 3 batters and all that stuff, and they're talking about a pitch clock in the future, and, the game, they're changing the game a little bit, and it's been around for, 70 years. They should just leave it alone. But,
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? I mean, that's an old saying.
exactly. Yeah, and attendance are through the roof. I mean, things are good. They should just kind of just let the game alone. Now they're talking about banning shifts and stuff like that. And, just I don't know.
Out of the guys now, we've signed quite a few guys and made quite a few changes over the last 2 years. Who is your favorite player right now, that fresh or old or been there a while? Who would you say is the guy you get the most excited about?
Of all time or a current Brewer?
Current Brewer. And then you can say all time if you'd like. I'd love to hear that from you.
Well, current Brewer, people are going to hammer me, but I really like Ryan Braun. I know he's tailed off in the last couple of years. He's got the PED thing, and, but he's just been such a consistent guy for them till recently. He says the right thing. He's a good interview. He seems like a decent guy, even though he lied through his teeth. But, I'd say Ryan Braun's my favorite right now,
I would agree. I mean,
Okay.
he puts a lot of good stuff out there, and he stayed with the team, and I think that's important. Obviously, he's got a contract, but at the same time, he could request trade. I mean, they do that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and then
But
all
all-time
time,
favorite is definitely George Scott, the boomer,
George Scott.
So,
Now,
Yeah.
you're a collector of I'm sitting here at my desk, and I've got Brewers memorabilia. I'm sure you've probably got different things. Has there been a certain thing that you've collected over the years from different opening days? Do you have something to commemorate each one, or just the memories of the
Well,
games?
no. From opening day, I do have an opening day bunting they used to put up. I had that up on my wall. And, but I mean, collectible stuff, yeah, I've got a million different things. I've got some game worn jerseys, and, we used to go out there in the early to mid 70s, and we'd go out for BP and try to catch baseballs. So that was our big thing. So we'd go out and during games we try to snake balls. So, I've got a bunch of American League baseballs from back in that era.
Nice. Yeah, that's actually become a thing where now on YouTube there's people that do that as a almost like just a pastime. They record themselves catching them, and it's crazy.
I've seen a YouTube video of this guy. I think he lives out in New York. His name is Zach something.
Zach
I don't know if you know.
Yep, yeah, I know
Yeah.
who you're talking about.
Yeah, and I've seen some of his. He's got like 10,000 baseballs or some crazy number like that. And, we were nowhere near that. But, but we go out there every day and, we beg the players for baseballs, and they'd usually toss us one or two. And, and then during BP, you try to figure out which way the ball's going to bounce. And, and we did that, and that was a lot of fun for us back then.
That's cool. I mean, it's so fun to talk to, and I really appreciate you taking the time to do this again. It's so fun to talk to people who've had a lifelong experiences of baseball and where it's come and what's happened. And one of the things I always look at and I'm like, I always look at my memories. I always like to go back to years past and what good memories and what cool games and. Do you have any do you know what your record is or what the record is for the 50 years that you've been going to opening day?
I think they're right about 500.
Okay.
Brewers home opener, right? They might be one game under 500.
Okay. Well, maybe we can complete it tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it's really close to that, but I think they're just a bit shy. So, like 1 or 2 games under 500, I think, all time.
That's awesome. So do you have certain rituals for opening day or before opening day? Do you go out and buy a new hat, a new shirt? Do you do anything particular?
Other than just make sure we tailgate is the only thing. And of course, I didn't do that when I was in 7th grade or 8th grade. So
right, different level of.
Yeah, but lately, so we go and get together with a bunch of people and tailgate. So
that's cool.
That's our ritual currently.
What's on tap for your tailgate tomorrow? What are you having?
Well, people from work here, they're having a tailgate party, and another buddy of mine I used to play softball with had a massive tailgate party. Every type of alcohol on a table you can imagine, different beers, wings, burgers, brats. And he shot me a text about a week ago. He said he's not hosting the party this year, which he's had for many years in a row, so I was a little disappointed about that. But so I'm going to go to this other one with some coworkers, and they have a pretty good one too, so I'll hang out there for a while.
What's your drink and snack preference for opening day? Beer and a brat?
Beer and a brat, absolutely.
All right. Yeah. What flavor? Absolutely. What flavor beer do you like?
Well, if I drink Miller Lite, but I guess if I really had my choice, I'd be drinking Hacker Shore. But I'd say mostly Miller Lite.
Perfect. That's the acceptable answer, considering we're going to Miller Park tomorrow. So.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you feel about that change? Speaking of Miller, how do you feel about that change?
I'm not going to call it the new stadium's name. I won't call it that. It's always going to be Miller Park. So.
Right.
To me, it'd be Miller Park till they tear it down. So.
I agree. I mean, obviously that's the namesake of my YouTube channel and everything like that. But I agree. I think you can't change a name midway through. Are they going to change Lambeau Field? No, they're not.
No. I don't even think they might have considered that at one time, and they got so much backlash on that they didn't. I think they were maybe when they remodeled. I think they were thinking of selling the naming rights, and then they got a lot of backlash, and they just sold the gates, whatever Potawatomi gate, whatever So.
Yeah. Yep. So I mean,
so
I'm sorry.
You're a Fond du Lac guy, huh?
Yes, I'm born and raised out of Fond du Lac. So
my wife is from Fond du Lac.
Okay, that's awesome. See, it is a small world after all.
It is.
We
must be hitting some Dock Spiders games, huh?
Yeah, I like the Dock Spiders. The Dock Spiders is something that we haven't had here. I mean, you can go to Appleton and watch baseball, but I think one of the cool parts about the Dock Spiders is, these are guys that are getting drafted. I want to say 5 or 6 of them actually got drafted to major league teams. All college ball players. And sometimes there's a little bit more fun to watch that because these are guys that aren't getting paid any money, really. I mean, the Northwoods League, they're not paid. They're playing to get paid.
Trying to get to the next level,
Yeah. So I think that's the more fun. I mean, I think some of these young guys, and that's what's fun right now about our organization, in my opinion, is we have a lot of young guys that are playing to get to that level, the Mauricio Dubons, the Keston Huras, and I mean, I don't know if you've had opportunity. Do you do any of the on deck or any of that stuff?
Any of the what?
Do you go to Brewers on deck ever?
I don't. I went once or twice, and it's just kind of crowded and long lines, and I've kind of stayed away from that.
I gotcha. I get you. That's one of the things we see a lot of is these young guys, and you talk a lot about the young guys that early on in the year, and then we talk about the team. So that's what's important to me, I think, is we've got such a young core of players that we've got good years to come, and especially with the way the team's developing. So
yeah, exactly.
So I'm gonna kind of wrap it up with you here. I think we've had a good conversation. I hope you're okay with everything we talked about, and I'll put this up on YouTube for you to watch later.
Okay, how will I find it?
I'll shoot you a link in your messenger. So
perfect, that'd be great.
So, final question. I want your prediction. What's the score of tomorrow's game going to be, and are we going to win?
Well, my heart's going to tell you the Brewers are going to win 7-2.
7-2.
I hope that happens. Yeah.
All right. Any particular player that you expect to hit a home run, or who do you think's going to get the first hit?
Well, you know what? Christian Yelich has had such a good spring, and he'll be coming probably in the first inning. I'm thinking Yelich might do something in the first.
All right, he's calling Yelich, and I agree with you. I totally agree. I think it's going to start out with Yelich. Yelich is going to start the season with a bang after his MVP candidate. So, Jay, I want to thank you for your time. It has been a pleasure talking with you, and I will get you that link here once I have this all finished, okay?
I appreciate it, and thanks for calling.
Yeah, you have a great day.
Okay, you too. Thanks. Bye.
Bye. All right, guys, that was just a brief conversation with Jay. I believe it's Jay Saeger. I should have asked. Oops. But he has been to 50 straight opening days. Check him out tomorrow. He's going to have a big yellow t-shirt on. He'll be tailgating. He'll be having a good time just like me and my wife. So thank you for watching this. Thank you for taking the time. Just talking baseball, guys. That's what we're about here. So have a great day. And as always, go Brewers.
Thank you for watching the Miller Park Minute.
Thank you.